Welcome to Open BXRx on BronxNet. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, inviting you to get social with us at BronxNet TV on Instagram and Twitter, and BronxNet Community Television on Facebook. CityMD has served multiple communities throughout the Bronx for many years, and with their new latest CityMD location in Mott Haven, they're seeking to support the emergency medical needs of families in Mott Haven and nearby communities with convenient weekday and weekend hours, as well as self-check-in kiosks. Joining us now to share more about this new location is Dr. Katharine Miao, Regional Medical Director at CityMD. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. To start, can you just tell us a little bit about CityMD and how and when it was founded?
Sure. So, CityMD was founded in 2010, and it was actually started by a group of emergency physicians who were interested in bringing good medical care to people who didn't necessarily need to go to the emergency room. Like, they were looking to sort of be that middle space between people who couldn't get to their primary care doctor, if they fell down, cut themselves, wrenched their ankle, had an asthma attack. Like, they didn't want these people to sit in the emergency room for 3, 4, 6 hours waiting to be seen because they were dealing with more acute issues.
Right.
So they opened up this practice in order to help serve that in between and just sort of be a bridge. And basically, the people who are what we call the walking wounded, people who just needed something in between in a pinch.
Got it. Thank you, Doctor. And here in the South Bronx, we have a CityMD on 3rd Avenue, 149th Street, and the newest location is now on 138th Street in Mott Haven. Can you please share more about this particular location and why it was needed in this neighborhood, especially right now?
Well, right now we know that the southern part of the Bronx is still one of the most underserved parts of New York City. And it was crucially important to us that we continue to expand and grow in areas where we were needed. We, had started at the hub. We have sites at 161st Street. We were making more and more sites down there, but this is sort of a very busy area that we thought would serve a lot of families in that region that wasn't necessarily getting the care and maybe a little bit far from other sites.
Okay. And let's say someone is tuning in right now. What types of services can one get at this particular location?
Well, we do basically, I tell people anything that's not life or limb threatening. If people come in, they, need a physical or they need x-rays, they have a laceration, they're having problems with their asthma. These things are all things that we can do for them. We do well woman checks. Sometimes like people have, a female issue that they're concerned about and they want someone to take a look. It doesn't necessitate going to the emergency room. Maybe they can't get into their OBGYN. It's a great in-between place to get the care that you need.
Got it. And as we know, Dr. Miao, the demand for COVID-19 testing and urgent care in general has been at an all-time high. We often see lines are really long at many of your locations, CityMD. How is CityMD ensuring that patients get the care they need when they need it safely, especially during these times?
Well, we've been working very, very hard to keep up the social distancing, to make sure we're sanitizing, cleaning all the rooms well between all the patients. And it has been a challenge, frankly, trying to give people the good testing that they want and need, and at the same time serving the patients who have acute illnesses. And we've really tried to do is, have the managers out there checking to make sure anyone who's acutely ill is not standing in line. If anyone is looking a little bit ill, but they'll go out constantly and check and ask people, is anyone sick? Is anyone here, need something urgently done? And we've been working actively to get our online platform going in a better way so that people can come in and, get a queue spot so that they get a text or a call to come in, they can go home and then come back for their testing at a later time in the day. And that has, helped. Technology is a little bit of a challenge for some people. So, our front desk, our managers are working very hard to make sure they sort of bridge that.
Right. Got it. And do folks need appointments in order to get testing access here at CityMD?
No, I mean, we are walk-in only in the sense that like anyone who, wants a test comes in, puts their name down, tells the manager they're looking for a test. And, usually we can accommodate most people the same day. It might not be at that moment, but, a few hours later in that day, they go home, they, wait around, they get that text and they come back. So it's not, I don't think it's been, necessarily like the smoothest in terms of what we'd like to do. We'd like to be perfect. We like everything, everyone to be able to get everything as soon as they come in the door. With COVID testing, unfortunately, just given the fact that there are so many people who need the test, it's just not possible to treat everyone, test everyone the moment they walk in the door. But, having that online system now, or where you get the text or email alert or the phone call, that helps smooth out the process for a lot of people.
Thank you. And thanks for the transparency as well. I also wanted to ask, Dr. Catalina Vasquez is a Bronx native and also a physician at CityMD Mott Haven. Can you please share more about her and the staff at this new location, as well as the importance of having people from the community directly serving the community?
Absolutely. No, I know Dr. Catalina Vasquez very well. We've probably known each other for over 20 years. She's a fantastic emergency medicine physician. She grew up in the Bronx. She went to medical school at Albert Einstein, trained at Albert Einstein, at Long Island Jewish Hospital and Jacobi Medical Center. She's, one of my all-time favorite people. She speaks Spanish very fluently. And, most of our staff at Mott Haven do, because there is such a large Spanish speaking population that it's very important to be able to have both the doctors who speak Spanish as well as the staff who speak, fluent Spanish, to overcome a lot of the barriers in communication. And we've really found that, trying to have the staff for the patients makes a world of difference in making sure that they're comfortable with the level of care that they're getting.
Absolutely, 100% agree. So we'll be able to meet Dr. Vasquez when we visit this new location in Mott Haven, and she'll be able to help us in Spanish and English, folks, if you're listening back at home. Another question I have, doctor, is do patients need insurance for appointments of any type, or, for walk-in services?
So we take almost all insurances, and if you look at our website at citymd.com, you'll see the list of services, as well as our list of insurances. But really, we take almost everything out there. So we take a lot of the managed Medicaids, Medicare, like all the commercial insurances. But I think very few people have been turned away for any reason. That we, for people who are self-pay, we have a means to help people who are self-pay as well. And, for people who are getting COVID testing right now, because of the Federal CARES Act, these people are not being charged for any testing.
Okay, got it. So no insurance, no payment necessary. You can just access the testing for free at CityMD with no
Exactly.
appointment as well. Um,
Exactly.
Before we go, doctor, can you please share CityMD's 7 ways to boost the immune system with our viewers? I know a lot of people are worried, especially, during the flu season, COVID-19 in combination, and it's freezing cold. So we want to take care of our immune systems. If you can help us out with that, please.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I think, these are the things that we hear our mothers, talking to us about, and maybe we sort of ignore them, but, your mom usually is right. And I tell my kids, I'm right because I'm your mom, not because I'm your doctor, because I'm not their doctor. But it's basic things that we kind of take for granted, like getting your flu shot. Even though we haven't seen that much of the flu this year, you don't really want to, pick up flu and get COVID at the same time. Like anything, we do have, starting this vaccination process for COVID in the country has been a slow process, but we have the flu shot readily available. Take it. It's one more, barrier between you and some illness. Good hand washing, making sure you stay hydrated, drinking plenty of fluids, sleeping well. If you want, you can maybe take a multivitamin. You don't have to go crazy with supplements, but making sure you're eating healthy food and just staying away from maybe anything that's too processed, more fresh fruits and vegetables. All these things that you help to help your body will help you, get through this period of time that, of this pandemic.
Yes, thank you so much for the helpful tips. Often we forget, so we need that reassurance from our friendly doctor in the neighborhood to help us out. Dr. Miao, finally, can you please welcome the Bronx to your new location, Mott Haven, and provide any contact information, website, phone number, email, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so you can find all of our information on our website at www.citymd.com, and I'll have the hours, the exact address, or email contact if you need to get, send us any information. And, we're happy to come and serve you. We're here every single day of the week. We're open Monday through Sunday. And, if there's any issues, we ask people, just come in, walk in, we'll take a look.
Right. Thank you. Finally, one more thing. I love to ask all of my guests to just please provide a message to the Bronx community, from your heart to the Bronx.
Absolutely. Well, it's a very, difficult time that we're all in, but I wish everyone in the Bronx, I trained at Albert Einstein myself, and so I've been working in the Bronx for years. And, everyone be well and safe, take care of yourself, wear a mask, be careful, with your older, friends and family members and help keep them safe. And, we'll all get through this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Miao, for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Dr. Katharine Miao is the regional medical director at CityMD. Again, CityMD's new urgent care Mott Haven location is at 571 East 138th Street, open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and weekends from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can call 718-571-9421 directly to get in touch. And again, you don't need an appointment to be seen. We'll be right back.